Here's a short story called Clutter to Clarity about a gopher named Squiggle who discovers that endless storing cannot create safety, but releasing makes room for trust, purpose, and peace. Beneath a wide meadow lived Squiggle the gopher, surrounded by tunnels she had dug in every direction. One passage led to a room full of roots. Another opened into a chamber packed with seeds. A third held dry grass, smooth stones, feathers, nutshells, and bits of bark she had gathered because they might become useful someday. Every object had a reason. Every pile had a promise. Every someday became another tunnel. Every fear became another storage room. Squiggle called herself prepared. She remembered lean seasons when food was harder to find, so she kept digging, gathering, and hiding things underground. Even when her chambers were full, she worried there would not be enough. The more she stored, the less freely she could move. One morning, Squiggle hurried through a narrow tunnel carrying a bundle of roots. Her whiskers brushed the walls, her paws slipped on loose dirt, and the roots caught on a pile of twigs. Seeds spilled everywhere, blocking the passage behind her. Squiggle froze. Her body tightened. Her claws dug into the earth. Her breath became quick and shallow. Then, beneath the old reflex of fear, she heard a quiet invitation. Soften. Pause. Open. Unclench. Loosen your grip. Squiggle closed her eyes. I cannot release these things, she whispered. What if winter comes? What if I need them? What if there is not enough? The gentle voice within answered, Fear is an old reflex. Walk and talk with me. Squiggle slowly looked around. The outer picture had begun to show the thoughts she had chosen to grow. Every crowded chamber seemed to say, You are not safe. Every blocked tunnel whispered, Keep more. Every hidden pile promised that enough things could protect her from every unknown tomorrow. Squiggle saw that the clutter had not begun underground. It had begun in her mind. She had been serving a frightened little self that believed safety could be buried in piles. When she served the little me, the tunnels multiplied endlessly. Squiggle placed one paw over her heart. Show me what to release. The answer came gently. Begin with one thing. Squiggle picked up a cracked nutshell she had carried from burrow to burrow for years. Her mind protested. It might hold something later. It reminded her of another meadow. It could be useful. She might regret letting it go. Squiggle breathed. Clutter or clarity, she said. I choose today. She carried the nutshell to the surface and left it beneath an oak tree. Nothing terrible happened. The meadow did not disappear. Her food did not vanish. Instead, sunlight entered through the opening of the tunnel and touched a place that had been dark for years. Squiggle returned below. She released dried roots she would never eat, tangled grass she had forgotten, and stones that served no purpose except proving she had collected them. Some seeds stayed. Some were shared with field mice and birds. Some were planted in the meadow. With every object, fear told another story. You might need it. You worked hard to find it. Another gopher may have more than you. Letting go means losing security. Squiggle did not fight the thoughts. She walked and talked with the quiet presence within. Is this useful now? Does this serve love? Am I keeping this from wisdom or from fear? Squiggle did not clear her burrow to earn peace. Peace came first. Then the clutter began to leave. As she opened the tunnels, fresh air moved through them again. She could turn around without squeezing between piles. She found a forgotten chamber where rainwater once made a soft underground pool. She uncovered a path leading directly into a field of clover. A clear tunnel, Squiggle whispered, and a quiet mind. The work continued for many days. Sometimes she felt light and joyful. Sometimes panic returned. Once she dragged a bundle of old grass back from the surface and wrapped herself around it. The quiet voice did not shame her. Fear is an old reflex. Soften. Pause. Open. Squiggle loosened her grip. She realized she could not receive while every chamber was packed with what she feared losing. Release and receive. She released the grass. She received a deeper breath. Soon Squiggle stopped digging tunnels merely to hide more things. She dug with purpose. One passage brought fresh air. One carried rainwater away. One led toward food. One became a resting chamber where she could be still. No delay. No later on. One clear purpose guided each movement. Service to source. Clear the way. Love in motion. Today. When winter finally came, Squiggle had enough. Not because she had saved everything, but because she had learned what was truly needed. She also discovered that the meadow gave in seasons, neighbors shared, and guidance came one step at a time. Her burrow was not empty, and it was not perfect. It was alive. Every chamber had a purpose, and every open tunnel felt like a doorway. Clarity was not having nothing. It was no longer asking possessions to provide what only trust could give. Squiggle climbed to the surface, lifted her face toward the morning sun, and watched new flowers growing from the seeds she had once been afraid to release. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.